If we could have everyone start to make their way into the council chambers, that would be great.
Two of mine, 3 ago, he was there in 8th grade last year. Where do you teach? 7th grade math. But she just started. So you replaced Miss Romero, exactly. That was my current 8th grader had her last year. She was amazing. Yeah, okay. I guess what I heard, yeah. So literally, so you might be teaching you math. Yeah, so her daughter is my counselor.
No favoritism.
Well, I just wanted to do the mission.
So your hair is going to turn beautiful like your mother's?
I know, and I like it that she's letting it be.
Oh, so's my daughter. They're about the same color.
Yeah, I like it. He looks beautiful.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I know. It was so nice to meet you. Yeah, hope to see you again. I'm sure I'll see you at school. All right. Is he drinking?
Wish I got Dino's first.
I don't have glasses on.
You can have any.
So what you guys, I think something is up shown on statutes in this one. Sure, that sounds nice. So,
My daughter-in-law, so he wants us to go. So,
I was looking for you so we can time that you were actually trying to tell me. My mom.
lunch home, I said,
Yes, sitting right there. My brother is.
lot of seats down front. This is not church. People approval of everybody in? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're standing on the outside walls, there's a flag in both the front and the back. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Parker, please take the roll.
Atchison.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Bird.
Here.
DeCamera.
Here.
Garcia.
Here.
Pinter.
Here.
Sites.
Here.
Council, you have before you the minutes of the October 23rd meeting. Is there a motion for the minutes? Mr. Campbell, go
Yes,
ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the City Council approve the minutes of the October 23rd, 2017 meeting as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a couple of presentations we have, so if, I'm sure I got who all I'm going to hear. Ms. Abdel, would you join us down front? And Mr. Moss, I haven't seen him come in yet. Good evening. How are you? As many of you know who are involved in business in any way, shape, or form, the small business is really the heart of what makes a city and what makes a community. Tonight it's our pleasure to honor both of our chambers, although we're missing one right now. Juliet Abdel is the Executive Director of the Westminster Chamber, and Mr. Greg Moss, who we had hoped would be able to join us, formerly of Channel 9. So we hired a personality, pretty face to put on the picture, but not near as nice as Juliet. But what we're trying to do today is make sure that everyone understands the importance of small business. And I'll ask Juliet to make some comments here in a moment, and then I'll read the proclamation. So we'll turn to you.
Well, thank you, Mayor Atchison, and thank you to our City Council and staff for this proclamation, but really emphasizing the importance of our small business community. It's things like this that show us the support and investment that the City of Westminster has for our small businesses. As Mayor Atchison shared, I am Juliet Abdel, the President and CEO of the Westminster Chamber. We are one of the youngest and fastest growing chambers. It concludes on December the 25th is our We Love Westy Shop Local campaign. So during the holidays, spend your dollars here. We don't want you driving down to Denver or to Boulder. We want you to reinvest in our community. It also allows you to get a chance at a $5,000 cash prize. So I have several of these postcards. The city has them on hand. Be sure that you frequent those merchants and really show your love for Westminster and our community.
Thank you, Juliet. Brian, thank you for coming tonight as well. The proclamation reads as, whereas the City Council of Westminster, Colorado celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. According to the United States Small Business Administration, there are currently 28.8 million small businesses in the United States. They represent 99.7% of all businesses with employees in the United States, are responsible for 63% of net new jobs created over the past 20 years. And whereas small business employ 48% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, and whereas nearly 94% of Westminster's business are small business who create jobs and spur economic growth, and whereas on average 33% of consumers' holiday shopping will be done at small, independently owned retailers and restaurants, and whereas 91% of all consumers believe that supporting small, independently owned restaurants and bars is important, and whereas 76% of all consumers plan to go to one or more small businesses as part of their holiday shopping, and whereas Westminster, Colorado supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our neighborhoods, and whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I hereby as the mayor of the city of Westminster do proclaim November 25th, 2017 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. On behalf of myself and the entire Westminster City Council, signed this 13th day of November 2017. Congratulations, dear. And thank you. Where's the blue tape? Okay, we found it.
So can I respond? I'm going to take 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Judy loves that darn thing.
Right.
Chief Carlson, Colonel Savage, and Chief, where'd he go? Chief Work. Oh, there he is, okay. You guys will come down for a minute. We're going to turn this over to Colonel Savage pretty quick. Recently, Colonel Savage came before a small group of us elected officials at the Denver Regional Council of Governments, and we sort of took advantage of him. But the importance of what we're doing today is to recognize the process of first responders to accidents, whether it's police, fire, our state patrol, anybody who is listed as a first responder. This proclamation is for what they're doing. And I'd like to have, Colonel, if you would, explain more of what's going on with it then.
Yes, sir. Good evening. My name is Mark Savage. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Colorado State Patrol. As you know, this week, or hopefully you'll find out in just a second, this week is National Traffic Safety Incident Response Week. And it is typically done this week in November because November is generally the deadliest month for first responders. The Colorado State Patrol alone has lost 3 troopers in the last 2 years, 2 of which were killed in November. All 3 of our troopers that were killed, unfortunately, were killed as a result of what we call secondary crashes. Those are crashes where they are hit by another car after already being on scene of the initial crash. And all 3 of those incidents were tragic and certainly avoidable. And so what we did as a result of the last crash that occurred in November of 2016 is we started to look at our own operations and try and figure out what were we doing what could we do to make our troopers, our police officers, our firefighters, our public works, tow operators, anybody that's a first responder, make their jobs safer. So we did a study that was completed in the late spring of 2016. And as a result of that study, we're standing up a statewide group that will implement many of the recommendations that were put together by the group. But I'm also here to ask you as well for your commitment in making our jobs safer. It's not all on the first responders, it's the public as well. It's making sure that you understand the move over law and giving us room and being patient. We all understand there's more people moving to Colorado on a daily basis. The roads aren't getting any wider. So we got to do something. We've got to make sure that traffic flows freely. Police officers, firefighters, tow operators, and all first responders are doing their jobs as safely as possible. So tonight I want to say thank you very much for recognizing this, not only on behalf of my organization, but all first responders in the room. And I'd also like to say thank you, conclude with saying thank you to everybody that does the job of first responder. It's an extremely challenging, dangerous, but very rewarding career. And I want to say thank you for everybody that does that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Colonel. That's good. We are very proud tonight to present the proclamation to all of our first responders represented here and those who are not. As Colonel Savage said, this includes more than just our police, fire, and our state patrol, but people from public works, tow companies, anybody who's responding to that accident, regardless of who they are. This is partly for them tonight. Whereas first responders include law enforcement, fire, rescue, medical, towing, and other frontline personnel. And whereas recent fatalities among first responders in the Denver region have raised public awareness of the danger to which first responders at a crash or traffic incident scene are subjected while safeguarding the well-being of others. And whereas at the direction of Governor Hickenlooper, the Colorado State Patrol recently convened a task force to review first responder safety and has launched its One Scene, One Culture, Saves Lives campaign. And whereas the Federal Highway Administrations, its partners and responders are making the 2nd annual Traffic Incident Response Week, November 13th through the 19th. And whereas annual roadway fatalities in the Denver region increased by 40% between 2014 and 2016. And whereas many of the region's residents will soon travel between communities and states for holiday visits to relatives and friends, using roadways that they don't frequently travel, and encouraging unpredictable weather, further in highlighting the importance of traffic safety and the role of first responders. Now, therefore, I hereby, as the mayor of the city of Westminster, Colorado, on behalf of the entire city council and staff, do hereby proclaim the week of November 13th through the 19th to be Traffic Incident Response Week, and in the city of Westminster, and urge the public to respect their lives by driving safely and knowing the state of Colorado's move over law. Signed this 13th day of November, 2017. Gentlemen, I have one for each of you. Thanks, Chief. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Colonel. Thank you very much, guys. Sure?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
No, thanks.
Bill?
With him.
You're going to go with him. Okay,
I think Scott said it very well.
good.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Can I get you to take a picture with us? Nobody's going to believe me if I don't get it. They're going to say, you know the mayor? No. I got proof right here. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, man.
The next item on our agenda is typically citizen communication. I just checked with the clerk. We do not have anybody who signed up in advance, but if someone in the audience who wishes to come forward, this is your period of time. You have up to 5 minutes to talk on any subject you wish. And if there's anybody who'd like to come forward, I'll hold the crowd back and you can come on down. Nobody? Okay. We only have one item on our agenda tonight. This is old business and passage of ordinance on second reading. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost jumped over Don. I got so busy. Mr. Tripp, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and members of the City Council, members of the public, and a number of our city employees here. I'd like to just make a couple of comments, if I could, tonight. This is a really special occasion as we swear a new council in for 2017-18 moving forward, but it's also a remarkable evening because of the last 4 years of service that we've had from a couple of individuals that will be leaving our City Council. So on behalf of the staff tonight, Mayor Pro Tem Garcia and Councilor Baker, I'd just like to express our gratitude for your years of service. I think everybody in this room, you're either related or you are employed within this government or you rely on this government in a lot of ways. So you see the time these folks put in, but I can't tell you how remarkable it really is from the staff standpoint to see the commitment that we have in our community for positions that pay almost nothing. The reward is being part of a city that governs itself and that leads to terrific service and a great quality of life for our citizens. And so at the end of the day, you know, there's a number of people here today that are related to the new council that'll be coming in and to the councilors that'll be leaving. And I just can't tell you how much and how much we appreciate having your family members join us in the last 4 years and how proud you should be of the service that they've provided to the community. I could go on and on and on. It's just remarkable to me. I've been doing this sort of work for almost 40 years, and I'm just amazed. There are a lot of late nights, sometimes into early mornings. There are a lot of issues that can be very contentious. It's a difficult job, and for people that spend the time doing it, you just know they love their community. So we've got something here that we'd like to provide to both Councilor Baker, Bruce Baker, and Mayor Pro Tem Garcia, and it's a Four Seasons picture that illustrates the beauty of our city in Four Seasons at our clock tower. When you come onto City Hall campus, you know, your impression of this local government, I think, starts right here. And for a lot of us that have come here to work and begun to understand the quality in this city, it does start here right on this campus. So Bruce and Alberta, we want you to remember your time here, and I want to tell you how much I thank all the support you provided to me and to the folks in my office and all of our employees. We're going to miss you a great deal. Your leadership and your advice and counsel has been wise. You've been both good friends and you've been great leaders, and so thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for giving me the floor to say that.
Mr. Garcia, you'd like to start?
And I gave some closing comments at the last meeting, so I will not do those again. I'm very well aware most people are not here to see me tonight. But tonight really is not about looking back, but rather it's about looking forward. And to those who will constitute the next session of the Westminster City Council, I give you a heartfelt congratulations, because this truly is one of the greatest cities, not just in the state of Colorado. This is one of the greatest cities in the nation. And the residents of this incredible community have said they want you to be their voice here at City Hall. And to the new people coming into council, you're going to hear the phrase a lot, drinking from a fire hose. And the reality is, that is absolutely what this next 6 months, this next year is going to be like. What you're going to find is that this is the most rewarding job you've ever had, because you get to be the voice for our residents. You get to know you're making an impact in our neighborhoods, an impact for our staff, an impact for our community. And there truly is no greater feeling than doing that. Over the past 4 years, that's what I've tried to do, and I can't wait to see the imprint that this next council makes upon our city. So for Catherine and for David and for my colleagues who will be returning as counselors, I wish you good luck. And as I transition from an elected official to a resident, I am so incredibly excited to see where you're going to take this city. And I just want to say on a last note to our amazing staff, we have so many staff members that are here. Working with you truly, truly was one of the greatest honors of my life. Your passion, your dedication, your commitment to Westminster is absolutely inspiring. And I just want to say thank you.
Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, I got 5 pages here, but maybe we won't do those. Gone back and forth on that. I want to thank, well, the people and the voters who have really repeatedly supported me during my time on, council. And from time to time, on issue to issue, that includes almost everyone. And I appreciate that. And my time on council has been, well, enlightening, worthwhile, and at times, it was even fun. Government is a difficult job. And when one presents the negatives in government, the job gets even worse. But in America, we think even the devil needs an advocate, which is a very unusual point of view to have, because it's not widely shared in the world. Widely shared in the world, dissent is not allowed. Difference of opinion is not allowed. It's thought of as betrayal. But it's my firm belief that unless we have the courage to look at not only the good things we do, but at the times when we could do better, we not only cheat ourselves, but we cheat all of the people we work for. I've mentioned Arthur Brooks before. I think he's made some outstanding observations. He's the one that I brought up about America's politics doesn't have an anger problem, it has a contempt problem. It's where we view other people as being completely worthless to us. I think he makes a very valid observation there. He also made the wonderful observation about moral motive asymmetry, where one side feels that their motives for doing something are good and noble and righteous and moral, and their opponents, therefore, must be nasty and evil and dishonorable. And if we fall into that paradigm, we have a very rough road ahead of us. Okay? He also has another observation he made. That's that we need everyone within the society. We can't afford to exclude anyone. And everyone can and does make a valuable contributions if it's allowed. As with any time and emotion, our emotions are mixed. Even in the most joyous occasion of my life when I was getting married, part of my mind said, "Are you sure?" Because any reasonable person would share worries and concerns, even when everything looks perfect. Okay? I am glad to see the new people coming in. I hope they can do as wonderful a job as the predecessors have done. And I wish them one thing more. I wish them that they can engage with themselves in meaningful conversation that expose and examine sharp differences. That's one of the regrets I have, that I was never able to bring that in a meaningful way to council. But I want to thank everyone, my fellow council members, and the staff of the city, and the people of the city. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any comments from anybody else on council at this time? Ms. Seitz?
I will actually save my comments for next.
Okay. All right, if there's no one else, we'll move on to the one piece of business that this council needs to deal with, and that will be Council's Bill number 42. Are you up?
I got it.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Garcia, go ahead.
Sure, Mr. Mayor, I move that we pass Councilor's Bill number 42 on second reading, authorizing the city manager to execute the finance agreement with Eaton Street Affordable Housing LLC and the Westminster Economic Development Authority in substantially the same form as attached for the development of Lot 1, Block C2.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote. If you have discussion, go ahead, Mr. Baker.
As with any project, there are benefits and there are disadvantages. I think on this project, the negatives outweigh the positives. I think we are paying overpriced for this. And even though it will help in the short run, people with affordable housing, in the long run, it hugely benefits a private, really, developer, and to my mind, too much. I will be voting no again.
Any other comments from council? Ms. Benter?
No.
Mr. Cameron, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I just want to take an opportunity to thank our staff again for working on this. I know it's taken a long time, but the reality is during these days it's very difficult to find housing that is attainable in Colorado. And the fact that here at the city we're being proactive to make sure that everyone can afford to live in our city, I think it's something that we need to celebrate and thank our staff, because I know it's been a long time that we've been working on this. And I also appreciate that we're really having an effort of making sure that our housing that's attainable and affordable is throughout the city, to make sure that we have diversity of housing income throughout all of our city. So thank you all for working hard on this. Thank you.
Ms. Benter?
Yeah, I will say something. I've been thinking about affordable housing in our city quite a lot, and as I know my council colleagues have, and just really pondering what it would look like if everyone in Westminster had a safe and affordable place to live. And what can we do to try to provide opportunities across our city? And this big step at our downtown is a crucial piece of our work towards that objective, and I'm really grateful for all the many hours and months our staff have put into this. So I'm very excited to be voting yes.
Ms. Byrd.
I too want to thank our staff for making this a high priority. I can't imagine what it must feel like to be a family that doesn't have a safe, secure place to call home. The work that we're doing, it's important to make sure that people can focus on other parts of their lives that matter as well. Once you have a safe place to call home, you can focus on giving your kids a good education. You can focus on feeding your children healthy foods, going to the doctors, focusing on school. These are too many of the challenges that too many of our families are not able to focus on because they don't have a stable place to call home. Through the course of the last several months, I know many of us have been out talking to lots of residents, and I can't tell you the number of citizens whose doors I've knocked on and who I have met who've told me, you know, I'm an older person and I can't afford to downsize. I have this great big house, but I'd like to sell it, but there's no place that I can afford to move into. Or conversely, other families where they have younger family members that would like to buy their first home or even just move out from the basement and have their own first rental place, but nobody can afford this. And in addition to that, how many countless numbers of families with young children who are homeless. We've got too many kids who don't have a safe place to call home. The work that the City of Westminster is doing is critical to alleviate the shortage and give people a safe option. So thank you, staff. I am excited to vote yes on this and to become part of the solution.
Other comments from council? Okay, seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Atchison.
I abstain.
Baker.
No.
Byrd.
Yes.
DeCambra.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Pinter.
Yes.
Seitz.
Yes.
Okay. And I have a amendment that passes on a vote of 5 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstention. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the business of this city council. We will adjourn and give you about 3 minutes and we'll make some changes and then we'll welcome our new council. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Bruce, congratulations.
No, thank you.
Are you going to stay, right, Alberto?
Be awesome.
Are you guys ready? Okay. You're ready, we're ready. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the shortest council meeting we've had for a while, and we're going to do 2 in one night. So again, thanks to the members of the city council who just departed. We appreciate very much, as Don indicated, their service for the past 4 years. We've done a lot of work in the last 4 years, and we are not yet done. We have a lot left to do. So tonight, it will be our honor to welcome 2 new council members to the group, 2 returning, and Judge Swords, if you would meet me downstairs, we'll start the process. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. I've been a part of the city now for 2 years, and this is a really awesome privilege and honor that I have to swear in 4 of the council members, including the mayor. And it really doesn't take long to work with this city to quickly understand the high caliber, the high functioning that you really get from all levels, all areas. And to be a part of that has been humbling, has been amazing. And people talk about steering this boat, and call it what you will, that these boats never turn around quickly. But there has been some awesome, awesome movement because of the thoughtfulness and the attention and the forward thinking and the innovation that the members here have had, and the amazing tools that the staff for the city has given these guys to move this ship in a direction that really, I mean, every time you come to city council, you see the awards that every department is getting, and those don't just fall in people's laps. This is hard work, this is innovation, this is intelligence, and you all collectively have done an amazing job, and we've got some amazing stuff in front of us, and just to have the energy and the excitement, there's some good stuff coming forward. So with that, Mayor, are you ready to be sworn in? Okay.
Now I am.
Oh, that's adorable. I should have known that, because with my girls, you were like, come on up.
Yeah.
I know. It is a wee journey, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. Are you ready? If you will raise your right hand. I, Herb Atchison,
I, Herb Atchison,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Colorado
and of the state of Colorado
and the ordinances and city charter
and the ordinances and city charter
of the city of
of
Westminster,
the city of Westminster,
and faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully perform the duties
of city councilor
as city councilor
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Mayor.
Judge. Appreciate it. Ms. Pinter, if you would, please.
They're coming.
You can do it. It'll be fine.
It's just Bryn's mom.
It's just Bryn's mom. Hi, girls. So good to see you.
Wait, Jonathan.
Well, we know you're not getting out of this.
Jonathan, if they can do it, so can you.
All right.
Counselor Pinter, you ready?
Yeah.
I, Emma Pinter,
I, Emma Pinter,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances and city charter
and the ordinance and city charter
of the city of Westminster,
of the city of Westminster,
and faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully perform the duties
of city councilor upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Dumont, if you would, please. And with your family, come on down.
I know. Where do I stand?
Like we're family or something.
All very exciting. You ready?
Yep.
If you'll raise your right hand. I, David Dumont,
I, David Demott,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances and city charter
and the ordinances and city charter
of the city of
of
Westminster,
the city of Westminster,
and faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully perform the duties
of city councilor
of city councilor
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. Ms. Scully?
Scully. And would Ms. Scully's family please come down?
I'm ready.
You'll raise your right hand. I, Catherine Scully,
I, Catherine Scully,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances and city charter
and the ordinances and city charter
of the city of Westminster,
of the city of Westminster,
and faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully perform the duties
of city councilor
of city councilor
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
So for those of you who are just sworn in, you're halfway there. Now, there's a little document on the dais right here in the front that each of you must sign before you leave the dais, otherwise you are not sworn in. And the judge will countersign it to prove that it is legal. So if you would, before you take off, please do this. For the families that came tonight, thank you very much. For the staff who stuck around after a long day, thank you. But I think I'll turn it over to Catherine and David and Emma and see if any of them have any closing comments they'd like to make, or any of the other council members. I'll go to the newly sworn ones first. So Ms. Scully, would you like to start?
Thank you, Mayor Atchison. I would just like to thank first my family, who has been incredibly supportive from the moment I decided to run, and to all my friends who encouraged me each and every day that it was something I could do and had the ability, and to all the residents of Westminster who motivate me every single day when they smile at me and tell me what a wonderful city we live in, which I know, and I've lived here for 25 years. I love this place. So I'm just so excited to serve you, and I hope that you will all always smile at me, tell me what you want, what your needs are, or just tell me what a great place we live in, because it is beautiful. Thank you.
Mr. Dumont.
Thank you, Mayor. I actually have a short statement that I wrote, being a little bit full of nerves after a long campaign when I do something rare for me and actually read off of something I wrote ahead of time. So it's been an honor to be elected to be the voice of we the people, which as many of you probably know and seen the signs all over the city was my campaign slogan. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who's worked hard over the last 4 years to get me elected. A special thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who gives me strength each and every day. The next thanks would be to my wife, Vanessa, without who I would not have the support to be here tonight. My parents, who taught me what it is to serve and made me the man I am today. My kids, who are the best campaign workers out of anybody who would. Former Mayor Nancy McNally, who worked tirelessly over 2 campaigns to help me get elected. But last but not least, the citizens of the city who gave me the honor to represent them and be their voice and advocate as their leader on city council. I'm looking forward to working with amazing staff. I'm looking forward to working with amazing colleagues. I know we won't always agree, and that's a good thing for the citizens of the city. It's a very diverse city with a lot of different opinions, and the way that we come to the best solutions for you, the residents, are by having those real discussions and making sure we're advocating for all the different views in the city. So I know that even though we won't always agree, we're going to work hard together to make sure we come up with the best solutions for the city. And with that, I thank you for being here tonight, and I look forward to working for you.
Thank you. I really have to start with thanking my family. Running for office, as the others have mentioned, is really a family affair. While my children didn't have that appetite for door knocking that apparently Dave DeMont's children did, it was certainly something that we worked on and thought about and considered together. I've been really humbled and grateful this time around to have some great support and some great staff. Recently, we pulled a list. I had 274 different volunteers over the course of the campaign. And these people, we worked together to knock thousands of doors and make phone calls, and God bless them. We wrote 8,900 postcards together to mail to the citizens of this great community. And through all those conversations, there is a consistent theme about how wonderful this city is. And our judge mentioned it. We win awards. All of our departments do remarkable things. And it's that composition of great talent that makes our city bright. And I know we've been through hard times as a city, but it's through our strength and working together that we're able to accomplish things heading forward. I have remarkable people that I serve with, and I'm really lucky to be re-elected to serve with them again. Between our staff and what this City Council has been able to work on, and I hope that we have a lot. I'm so grateful is really the bottom line. We've accomplished a lot, and I know that our future is bright, and I'm really grateful for everyone who's taken the time to talk with me and work on these hard things together, and I'm really grateful for what we're going to accomplish next.
Well, for me, I've got a couple of people I like to especially thank, but first and foremost, my partner for a long time is my wife. We celebrated 50 years together this year. We got to go on our first honeymoon. We got to make the last run for mayor. But this year's marked 37 years that I've been with the city in one form or fashion, either board commissions or an elected position. And I will tell you, there's not a finer city to work with or work for. We have one of the most outstanding sets of city staff that you could ask for. And in the work that I do here on behalf of the city of representing them throughout the metro area, I would tell you there is not a better city staff from the top down, from first responders to those that clean the buildings, to our service groups, to our economic development department, community development. They're a class act, and they're damned hard to beat. If you're going to be proud of anybody, be proud of them. We get to set policy, but those who institute that policy and make it work on a daily basis are the staff members that are here tonight, those that are on duty tonight, and those who couldn't be here. Our boards and commissions represent the city on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, depending upon how often they meet. This is a group of volunteers that constantly are doing public meetings or public outreach, from our permits and license board to our planning commission, all the way down to our yappers. Our youth advisory panel is, bar none, one of the best. A group of students from high schools that will represent their community and the groups that they work with on a daily basis, giving the council guidance on what are the important things for youth in our community. My campaign workers are pretty well in the front row. My daughters, my son-in-law, my grandchildren, and the one that's missing that helped us start on Friday will complete basic training for the United States Army and start his AIT training, and we truly miss him, but he's here with us. As we move forward over the next 4 years, we have a lot of opportunity. We'll have challenges. As Dave and the others have mentioned, we'll have a great number of opportunities to improve what we already have. There will be times that we'll make mistakes, but we'll learn from those mistakes. but through the support of our citizens who have continuously reminded us that we're headed in the right direction. We're making the right decision. We may have some naysayers that'll come visit us once in a while, but over 90% of the citizens surveyed year after year have confirmed that the decisions that the city council in the past and hopefully those in the future have made, we're taking this city in the right direction. And we thank all of you for coming tonight. And if there's no other comments, I'll turn to the other council members to see if they have any. Ms. Seitz, go ahead.
So this was a comment I deferred had I really thought about how eloquent everyone who has just won and thought nothing else but sitting on this dais for the last bit of time, I would have gone earlier. First, I want to real quickly acknowledge our outgoing council member and Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem Garcia has not been off this dais for a full 5 minutes, and I'm already going to disagree with him publicly. He made a comment that tonight is not about looking back, but looking forward. And I'm going to say that you cannot separate the two. All of us stand on the shoulders of the councils who have gone before us. Every opportunity, every policy decision, all of the potential that we have as a council to be successful, or the challenges that we face, has been impacted by those who have served this city. Also from the staff that have served this city. So this is a legacy, and this is an extension of that legacy. So thank you. I want to say thank you for the imprint that you have left on the city and the options that you give to this council and to future residents and to future generations. For those colleagues of mine that are returning, I want to say thank you for the last 4 years of work. The body of work that we have accomplished together is something I am more proud of than any other work other than my family that I have done. And I am so excited that I will have you to continue that for the next 2 years of my term. So wonderful to work with you again. For the new counselors, thank you so much for stepping up and offering to serve this community. You are about to embark on an endeavor that I hope you find remotely as rewarding as I do. Being able to formulate policy, engage with our residents, vision a strategic plan, and work with such a dedicated group of people, which I think it's well established, goes beyond this council, but everyone who touches this city, our staff, our volunteers, I hope that you really enjoy this opportunity. And finally, I want to say thank you to the families of all of those groups for the outgoing, for the returning, and for the new. Serving on council is a family affair. It takes a lot of time and energy, both an emotional energy, to do this. And so I want to say thank you for all of the sacrifices that you have made and continue to make. So, and with that, it's time for a new chapter.
Any other comments from council? Ms. Byrd, go ahead.
So I want to say thank you to, I guess now former Mayor Pro Tem Alberto Garcia and Councilor Baker. Thank you both for your service. I'm going to miss seeing you both during our weekly meetings. But then I also would like to say welcome to Councilor Scully and Councilor DeMott and let you know I'm very excited to work with both of you as our two newest members of council. I look forward to the passion you bring, the perspective, and the wisdom that you will bring, the lens that you will see issues through, and the approach that you will have to solving problems will be different from what the rest of us have. And I think that's great. And I just wanted to let you know I welcome you, and I'm excited. And to our Mayor Atchison and Councilor Pinter, thank you again for agreeing to come back and doing the hard work to come back to serve with us. I loved working with you before, and I'm so excited to be able to serve the rest of my term with the two of you as well. So very excited and onward and forward.
Mr. Cameron.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think that's a disadvantage of sitting next to Councilor Byrd, that I get to follow her, and I don't think that's fair because she's very eloquent. I too also want to thank my colleagues, Alberto, and Bruce, for everything that you've done for our city, and to your families, because as Councillor Syed said, it is not just, it is truly a family affair and a friend affair. I have some friends that for us to even schedule a coffee, it takes months to make it happen. So it truly is a community behind you. I also want to thank the people that ran that didn't get elected, because it takes a lot of courage and passion and love for our city to take that jump. It is not easy. It is tough. So even though you didn't win this election, we thank you for doing that. And I want to welcome Councillor Scully and Councillor DeMott. I think it's going to be very exciting to work with you the next few years. The first few weeks are overwhelming, to say the least. Get ready for your calendars, because it is going to get a little bit busy. But you've been coming from a campaign, so you're used to it. And just to say, you know, we're here to help you. And I look forward to learning from you, to see, you know, what ideas, what new thoughts you have, because I think it's always good to be open and to learn and grow. So thank you all, and look forward to the next few years.
Okay. Well, we are required by the charter at this time to do one piece of business, and that is the selection of the mayor pro tem. So, Ms. Parker, if you have the ballots.
Okay, I'm going to pass out ballots. If you'll mark your ballot, fold it over, and pass it back to me.
Okay.
Congratulations to Mayor Pro Tem DeCambra, who has been elected unanimously by the council.
Mr. Camber, if you will go down and talk to the judge, she's got something for you.
Thank you. I would like to call my mother and my brother Javier to join me. Thank you.
I, Maria de Cambra,
I, Maria de Cambra,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support
the
constitutions of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Colorado
and of the state of Colorado
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
and city charter
of
the city of Westminster
and
faithfully perform
the
duties of Mayor Pro Tem upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations.
I want to thank my colleagues to be given this honor. It's something that I respect, that I value, and that I cherish. And I just feel very fortunate to continue to get to serve our great city and to continue to work to make sure that our city continues to serve everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Well, for each of you who have taken an oath of office tonight, as a reminder, there's a piece of paper that you have to sign, or Michelle Parker is going to send somebody back there with a badge to look for you, so don't leave the room without doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming tonight. We greatly appreciate your taking time out of your lives to come be part of our new start. Again, this is a new chapter in the city. Thank you again for coming. Welcome to the new council. We are adjourned.